That is the face of a man who has killed many a Nazi in his day, and will probably kill many a Nazi more in the days to come. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the face of William B.J. Blazkowicz, the star of Wolfenstein: The New Order. The first outing from MachineGames. MachineGames, of course, being the studio comprised of many ex-Starbreeze employees, developers. Starbreeze being the developers who made the fantastic Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay, and the equally as fantastic The Darkness. Two very fantastic games, highly recommended if you get the chance. And so those Starbreeze guys went off and made their own studio, MachineGames, and they got bought by Bethesda. Bethesda said, hey, we've got this Wolfenstein IP, how about you guys make a Wolfenstein game? So, this is how we end up with Wolfenstein: The New Order. Right off the bat, first off, hell of a good model here for BJ Blazkowicz. Like, there's a good looking model. Look at that. Oh. And then my favorite one just Nazis. Alright. Yeah, so this is Wolfenstein: The New Order. We'll let this play out real quick.
You ready for an assignment?
Jawohl.
Friends,
Oh.
comrades, this is it. Project Whisper. It's been in development for years.
So this is
a helicopter aircraft. The Nazis have
this
found a way
is
to make it virtually
4 or
silent
so
and
levels
undetectable
into the
by
game.
Anya has decrypted the Nazi chatter out of London and located the only 3 prototypes in existence at the London Nautica research facilities there.
So basically, you are BJ Blazkowicz back in 1945, an alternate, or no, I'm sorry, 1946, an alternate 1946 where the Nazis were not defeated and were instead pressing against the European forces. 1 minute.
And take down Death's Head for good.
Yeah, Death's Head is the leader of the Nazi army. Things are going real good for him, not good for anyone else. Oh.
As always, they are wrong.
I've got a 14-hour drive. I've got a sinus infection. I haven't had a full night's sleep in 8 months. So let's go, people. Because I'm not doing this again.
You've got balls of steel, Bobby Brown.
Stop. I just want to get this over with.
Alright. So yeah, so when this game starts off, you are storming, essentially, the equivalent of storming the beaches of Normandy. And you're going to kill Death's Head. Long story short, things go real bad. You are put into a coma for 14 years. You wake up in 1960, and the Nazis run everything. And that's where, I guess, the main conflict comes in.
This big
Hoorah.
disgraceful building is a London Nautica.
Alright.
Used to be downtown London. Used to be fighting in the streets over here. I mean, furious, unrelenting resistance. And then the Nazis brought in the London Monitor and everything went to shit from there. They just do whatsoever they please now.
True that.
They just fucking leveled everything and erected this fucking monstrosity. It's a top Nazi research facility, this is. Aviation, space, all kinds of evil shit transpiring. Callahan and the other pilots should be over the radio tower by now, you see it?
Yep, right over there.
Operating the radio back in Berlin.
All
You
right.
can reach him using this.
Thanks, Bobby.
This is where you get off. So long, Blazkowicz. You make this count, all right?
Blau! Alright, and now we are playing Wolfenstein. Enter the Nautica. Bobby Bram, brave man, gave his life for the cause. Can't dwell on it, need to get going. Fight my way into the London Nautica, perhaps I'll join him. Word.
Approximately 7 blocks from your location.
Alright.
You have to find a way to the top floor of the Nautica and open the hangar doors.
Ah! So yeah, Nazi robot dogs. That's just... Ah! Wait. I don't remember... Okay. Let's go around. Let's go this way? Maybe? Is it this way? No, it's not this way. I don't think. Because it's over this way. So yeah, this is Wolfenstein. I mean, you kind of get a sense of what this is just by looking at it, you know. First-person shooter, much like all Wolfenstein games. Got this cool little laser cutter thingy. Look at that. This fence, no problem. Just cut right through. Shit. Alright, well that's a bit of a problem. I mean, it'll recharge. It's just an annoyance. Let me take this time to tell you about Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein's a first. Well, one of gaming's oldest franchises. Hey, buddy. Wow. Maybe cut through that fence to nothing. For nothing. Get this pistol. Yeah, Wolfenstein, so... This game's pretty cool. I really dug this game. Oh! Aha! Jump on this car and leave you be. So the Wolfenstein franchise has never been what you could call... thought-provoking. It's kind of always had a singular goal, which is, hey, you hate Nazis, who doesn't? Let's kill a bunch of Nazis. Like this Nazi. There you go, dead Nazi. You know it's a Wolfenstein game because you just killed a Nazi. Dead Nazi. It's happening all around. Can't stop it. Nazis are bad. And I hear a guy. This guy, I hear him. Yeah, oh man. Yeah, so this game's kind of brutal in a lot of places, in a lot of ways. Oh. Alright, wait a minute. So we need to go this way? Wait. What are... Okay, yeah, up here. So right off the bat, one of the cooler things about this game, get some weapons. None of the weapons are particularly, you know, exciting. There's a few cool ones you get later on, but what is nice is that you can dual wield every single weapon in this game. No matter how ridiculous a premise it is, you can do it. Like, if you want to go in, run into a fight, like, firing 2 sniper rifles from the hip, hey, you go right ahead. No one's going to stop you. You want to go guns blazing, 2 shotguns into a room full of Nazi scum, like, you go for it. They will not stop you. Oh! Right here! This robot. Nazi robot. Bad robot. Now there are a bunch of ways you could approach this. You could try and stealthily get around it. My strategy for a Nazi robot, whoa, is to unload on it as much and as fast as humanly possible. And look that works out pretty well. Bam. Killing Nazis is my business, and business is good, as they say. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, okay. So I'm getting distracted by... Oh, look at all this stuff. Okay. Okay, look at all this. A lot of stuff going on here. Alright. So I suppose this is a good place to start. I mean, you'll be doing a lot of shooting throughout this game. And the shooting is pretty solid. Pretty fun, feels good. Not the tightest shooter ever. But it definitely, you know, it functions well. This is a... Whoa. Like, it's fun. That's, I suppose, the best way to put it, is it's fun to go around and shoot things. It's fun, and you can do it without too much struggle. Which, in a first-person shooter, you know, first and foremost, you want the shooting to be good. Which it is. Not the best ever, but good. Go around, you can get health and armor, that's always nice. The more the merrier. You can run up, stab dudes in the neck. You can shoot that guy and shoot that guy, pick up their ammo. It is kind of annoying. You have to manually go and click a button to pick up ammunition and health and all that stuff, as opposed to just, you know, the standard now is just walk over it and you grab it, which, you know, it's a nice throwback to the old Wolfenstein style. That's how video games used to be, man. But, you know, some things change for a reason. You get used to it eventually, but it's still just like, made everything else real nice. Why stick to that weird holdover from time gone by? Whoa. Whoa. So yeah, you're real mobile, which is nice. You get a slide move, which helps you get around quick and dodge bullets. You can get a lot of health, obviously. That's always a plus. Various grenades. Oh. Stun that robot and then shoot it! Double fist and blow up that robot. Look at that! I gotta tell you, 2 assault rifles. So yeah, you know, like I said, this is a game comprised of many of the people who used to work, you know, at Starbreeze, a developer whose games were well known for telling real good narratives, building real, you know, dense, believable worlds. Like, that was kind of their shtick. And so they figured, hey, let's try and fit that MO onto a Wolfenstein game. So basically this is a Wolfenstein game with a, you know, that tries to, you know, tell a real serious, you know, thought-provoking story. And by and large, it really succeeds. I mean, to an extent, I should say. More like really good ideas here on display. Execution leaves a little to be desired. And go. Whoa. Hold on. So initially how this game kind of portrays itself, like, what it kind of sets up to be its premise is, you know, BJ Blazkowicz is kind of, you know, a war machine. Like, he fits the old stereotype of the soldier who only knows war. And then he wakes up in a world run by Nazis, which he can no longer, you know, which is practically beyond saving. And the idea of him having to, kind of get around in this world and react to it is really, you know, it's a really cool idea. Like I said, you get you get wounded early on, and you're essentially put in a coma, and the world, you wake up, and the world has just changed around you. And that kind of fish out of water story is a really cool idea that they never really go far enough with to do anything meaningful. Oh. Like, the story tries to be, you know, real grim and serious, but in the end, it all goes back to, hey, let's just kill Nazis. Isn't it fun to kill Nazis? Which, yes, it is. It really is, and that works, but they just never, like, the character of BJ Blazkowicz never evolves much beyond that. You know, that initial thought of, like, hey, let's see how this guy deals in a world ruled by Nazis. And it turns out he deals with it the same way he would if the world was not ruled by Nazis, by just killing everything in sight. And you know, they just never, you know, they never go any further with it. Like, you get little snippets of it with Blazkowicz being all like, you know, he'll occasionally pop up with some inner monologue, be like, man, I guess this sucks. It's usually a bit better than that. Like, it's obviously not just like, oh, Nazis are bad, but it's also never very good. It's kind of just, hey, Nazis are bad. Oh. And that's disappointing because Starbreeze is, you know, usually pretty good at making their characters interesting. And to this game's credit, you know, BJ Blazkowicz himself is not the most compelling character to be around, but the other characters in this game are. Like, the other characters in this game are interesting. The problem there is that they never get enough time to really breathe, to really, you know, get a sense of their own. Like, there's a villain in this game. Well, General Death's Head, for one. The big bad guy, you see him, you actually see him twice in the entire game. And that's it. Oh. And, you know, that kind of goes with all the big major villains. There's one... Oh. There's one in here. Frau... Oh god, I can't remember her name now. Frau Engel. She's kind of like a Nazi commander. Like one of the big baddies, one of the higher ups in the Nazi outfit. And she is terrific. She is when I reviewed this game, I compared her more or less to, you know, Hans Gruber from Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds. This kind of just terrifying, imposing figure who does some of the most horrific stuff in the game, and she is great, and she steals the screen every time she's on, which is also like twice. Like, that's the big problem I have with this game, is that, you know, there's all these interesting characters, and they just never do anything with them. There's never anything really worthwhile going on. It's always just, hey, see these guys? See these cool, you know, rebels you're fighting with? You bet you'd like to know more about them. Well, too bad. You gotta get back to killing Nazis. Oh. Oh. Hold on. Hold on. Also, kind of going off that, this game has a real problem with having a sort of tonal whiplash. Is the way I look at it. what you end up getting, well, is this game trying to tell this real dark, serious story. And when it does that, it kind of works. You know, there's a point where you go to, you know, a Nazi labor camp.
What could go wrong?
Boom.
Counterweight.
You know, you do some serious stuff. There's some gravitas to some really dark subject matter that, you know, the game is not afraid to touch. Oh, hold up.
I think I found something.
What do you see?
This is kind of a
Ancient
cool
artifacts.
shot.
Highly technological in nature. Parchment. Looks like Hebrew. I think the Nazis are trying to reverse engineer all this stuff.
Are there any identifying marks?
Dot? You should. Dog, Abel, apostrophe. Abel, Tara, space, yoke, item, Charlie, Hal, Uncle Dog.
Might be something in our archives, Anya. See if you can find any references to Dot Yishun.
Will do. Be careful out there.
I like her, Blaskovitz. Good catch. Be sure to bring as much of this Dot Yishun stuff as you can carry.
Will do.
And then it all just syncs up real nice. Look at that. So yeah, that's actually a good example. Like, the game tries to be incredibly serious at times, and it works, but then at the same time... Wait, I wonder... Is it... Like, did I already get all this? Do I not have to get it again? Weird! That... Alright. Oh, great. Yeah. But, you know, so it has a real serious tone, treats a lot of its subject matter with some gravitas, and then the next minute, you know, you're back to Wolfenstein. Hey, let's collect ancient artifacts because Nazi science is going to reverse engineer it into something. Like, it has that dark, serious stuff, but then it also goes off the walls at times and is just insane.
Right.
Boom.
Let's fire it up.
Yeah, let's fire it up. Let's do that. Push this button, yo. Boom, look at that. Now I got this thing. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, and I already got all the upgrades. Man, okay. That's weird. That's weird. So when you get this thing, it's initially kind of crappy, but then you go and find a bunch of upgrades, and that works pretty nicely. Now I can cut through bigger doors. But yeah, this game goes some insane places. It gets kind of crazy, but then it also works there too. Like, that's the weird part. Oh.
You should be very close. The hangar is where the Project Whisper helicopter prototypes are kept.
Hangar, got it. I don't remember if I'm supposed to be on here or not. I'm gonna say no? I'm gonna say no. Oh god. I'm glad I said no. Alright. Boom. Yeah, this game goes some places though. And it's always... like, just going from, like, this real hard, you know, kind of disturbing storytelling to weird, woo, Nazi killing, it's just jarring at times. Nothing, you know, major, but it is noticeable. A game that otherwise tries to take itself pretty seriously, it stands out, let's say. Alright. So this is the other way that they've changed Wolfenstein. They've added stealth. Now, initially, that sounds like a terrible idea. Stealth in first-person games is usually pretty bad. But they have managed to make the stealth in this game work pretty well. Saw a bit of it. Now, because they have made the stealth work pretty well does not mean that I necessarily am good at it. But it is in there. And that's actually like one of the strong points of this game is that yes, like there is stealth. Like we went to the trouble of putting stealth in here and making it pretty good, but hey, like if you don't want to do that, guess what? You could take these 2 machine guns and you can go and just do this again. Which is really fun! It's really fun! And then you can take out these 2 shotguns! And now you can do it with these! And that's fun. You know, in the lead up to this game coming out, they were kind of toting the, hey, you can play how you want. And the way they were making it sounded kind of... Look at that! Look at that dual shotgun! The way they were making it sounded kind of cheap. Like, yeah, okay, you can, yeah, do what you want. Got it. But they actually did manage to do it in a way that you can, oh man, blow that guy's arm off. You can totally play this game stealthy if you want, and if you don't, you do not have to engage with it at all. And I actually find the stealth sections, you know, to be pretty fun. Like, when you sneak around and you manage to, you know, sneak up behind a Nazi and slit his throat with ease and not alert anyone or throw a knife into him or something, it's satisfying. It feels good. Almost as good as just putting shotgun shells into someone's chest. Where's this other guy? Also, the game can get really hard if you're not engaging with the stealth at all. You see the little signal detected bit up there. So there are commander enemies in this game, and basically what they do is that if they are alerted to your presence, if they're alerted to your presence, they will, you know, sound the alarm and call in reinforcements until you take them out. And the enemies in this game are, you know, they're pretty smart. When you're not sneaking around, they're a bit generous, but you know, when you're fighting them, like, they will flank cover, they will mess you up, and it does not take a lot for you to die, as you can see by my dying. I mean, it's never, there's only one point in the entire game where it ever felt overwhelming, and it was actually this section right here. It's the only time I ever had real, you know, like real cheap feeling trouble in the game, and that's mostly just because I wasn't entirely sure what I was doing, like how I was to progress things. And there's a lot of guys, and then you die. It's a bummer. Oh.
There's my helicopters. That's it, engineer.
Let's see. So get this sniper rifle. They don't have a knife to throw at that guy, so I'll just sneak up here and do that. Keep stealthing. So you see this is already going a bit better, and I can now blow my stealth completely if I want, which I'm going to because why not? So now that other dude has detected me, I gotta take him out. I believe that's him. It is him. So I've taken both of the commanders out. They will no longer be causing as big a problem as they were. There will be fewer guys that I have to worry about, which will be nice. Oh no! Then I'm gonna mess this up by running somewhere that's not actually cover. You can see though this run and gun approach that I have going, effective to a point. But also pretty good at getting me killed. Oh my. Also pretty good at getting me killed. It can be done. It's just not as easy as you would think. These guys, though. Blow. Not a problem. Go up and deal with that other one. Commanders are gone, so that should mean less guys. You know, it's just kind of funny that I never thought that in a Wolfenstein game, of all games, like, my favorite part would be not the shooting part. The shooting part is still great. Like, if you just want to have a good, fun time playing a shooting game, like, you can do that. This will serve your needs, no problem. But also, like, you know, the fact that there is a fun, interesting, at times really dark and depressing story, like, that's impressive. Like, you would not expect that from a Wolfenstein game. At least I would not expect that from a Wolfenstein game. It's never been the franchise's strong suit. Whoa! 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 The game looks nice too. Like, I'm playing this on the PC. I've got it almost maxed out. When I maxed out, it slowed down a bit. Frame rate dropped from time to time, but no. Otherwise, game runs real smooth. I played a little bit of the PS4 version. That also worked fine. I've not played the Xbox One version, but I assume that that's got to be all right. Oh. Oh. I saw you. Sometimes things float. What do you do? Ah, that guy. Alright, there you go. That took me far less time than it did on my first go through. Yep. Yeah, it's a bigger robot. Let's see if my strategy will work. Oh, not nearly as well, no. I mean, it'll still probably work, but less. Oh. Oh. Gee. Ah. Grenade. Yeah. I don't know if I got it or not. Oh, nope. No, I did not. Alright, drop that other shotgun. It's worthless to me now. It's dead to me. No good. Oh! Yeah. This thing, though. Oh! It's still going. Never mind. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh wow, so I still have all my gun upgrades and everything? That's kind of crazy. So yeah, I just carried over some of my stuff from the end game, which is going to make this a lot easier than it probably should be, but yeah. Yeah, like I should not have half the stuff that I did actually have during that. See, like little quips like that, where it's just me whispering to myself, you know, and that happens at some really odd moments. Like things are going real bad. You're seeing people maimed and murdered in horrible, gruesome ways, and you're all reflective and contemplative on it, and then you're making jokes about breaking Nazi stuff. Like it's just weird, and it kind of contradicts itself in some ways that are less than ideal. Alright. Yeah, like Fergus is a cool guy, but you never really get much with him. Alright. Oh. Like Carolyn here, she can't walk. She's a cool character, but you don't really get much with her. Which is really the big problem. Whoa. Sad, contemplative walk to this helicopter. Put her in said helicopter. And end the level. And that's going to about do it with Wolfenstein: The New Order.
How did you survive? I thought you were dead.
Don't remember much. Remember punching Hans Gross in the face. Remember ascending into the sky. For moments there I thought I was going to heaven. Then falling, then pain. First pain of my life. Felt like my insides were running out through my back. Could barely move. Had to crawl.
Ow.
They found me after 3 days in a ditch. Long months in a Kreisauer hospital bed. They were shoving tubes in me. Infection. These things I don't want to remember.
I'm sorry about your legs.
Don't be. I've learned how to fly.
Yeah, like really cool, supporting cast in this game, and you just never get much with it through the main game. You have to, like, there is some cool stuff hidden. You get more background info, but it's all hidden in documents and newspaper clippings and menus that you can go and explore yourself. But the fact that it's never brought out all the way, it's disappointing. Overall, though, this is still a really, really cool game. Plays great, which absolutely matters. Looks really good. And they try to do something more with the Wolfenstein game, which I can appreciate.
Have you finished complaining?
Adding an interesting story, doing what you can with it.
You should. How can we get in contact with them? Anya, what do we know?
Very little, but I have some ideas.
Good. Anya, you take the lead on this. Blaskovich, whatever she needs, you help her find it, yeah?
Yeah. Alright.
William, I could use your help. Could you come over here for a second?
Nope, no I cannot. So just real quick to show you around. Like this lady, Tekla. She's kind of like the twitchy, fidgety, crazy lady of the Resistance. She's fun to talk to. Klaus is in there. This is Max's room. Max is kind of like a Hodor-esque, if you watch Game of Thrones, character. Like, big, hulking, giant dude who has the mentality of like a 3 or 4 year old. Anya and Carolyn, who we saw. Fergus. And they just get so close. They get so close to having a really meaningful and impactful story in this game, and it still is really good. It just could have gone a bit further. Nothing ever gets the time it needs to breathe, and it all kind of suffers for it. But still, incredible game. Highly, highly recommend it if you are a fan of the Wolfenstein franchise, or if not, if you're just a fan of good video games. This is one worth playing. The tide is turning. The tide is turning indeed. On this franchise, you will make every bullet count. So that's it. This is Wolfenstein: The New Order. It's pretty good. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.